Hi everyone, it's Scott Jacobs here to talk to you about Cabulous. One of my favorite wineries actually is Caymus, and few reasons. Great wine, very unique label, not easy to paint. I've done I think 3 or 4 Caymus pieces in my lifetime. And the new piece, Cabulous, which I think was an amazing title, think of it. It's a great cab, it's a fabulous wine. Cabulous, we made a new word. Don't you think it should be a word? It should be in the dictionary, cabulous. A lot of detail in this. Todd and I worked on this together, and originally I would have done the label simpler. When I say simpler, if you look at the background of this, it's like a rib. It's a ribbed background. And normally I would just do that as one color instead of the 2 color. But Todd goes, we got time to get this done, let's do the 2 color. So we actually spent the time it took to actually do this ribbed background on the label, which added about, believe it or not, another day and a half to the actual time spent on the label itself. This is unique because what I like about this, it's very dramatic. You have a very dark background, black basically. And then against it are these almost fluorescent kind of grapes. Used a lot of fuchsia colors, red tones, purple, orange, and I think it really makes them pop. And then those colors are really complementary to the actual color of the wine themselves. I added my trademark, and they're not trademark, but it sounds good, my trademark bubbles in the wine there along the edge, because I think that adds another element for you to look at as far as detail. And then when we shot the piece, it's on a mirror, so you get that reflective quality too. You can see the corkscrew is doubled up because of the reflection, the base of the glass, the cork. It just adds a really nice detail element to the piece, and I think it's spectacular, if I don't say so myself. The more I look at this piece, the more elements I see in detail that a lot of times when people look at my art, I actually sometimes get offended that they didn't spend enough time looking at something. They go and they walk up to a painting of mine that took me 2 months and they're like, oh yeah, it's nice. And they walk on to the next one. I was like, wait a minute, get back there. Look at that reflection. Look at the ribs in the label. Look at the bubbles, And I was like, these are all elements that take a lot of time to think about and that take a lot of time to paint. I mean, even the time that's the strokes and everything at the base of the glass, and then the reflection of it again, and the light filtering through the stem. There's a lot of thought that goes in these pieces, so all I'm saying is, be polite, come up, look at my painting, and spend more than 3 seconds looking at it, because a lot of thought went into this, a lot of detail went into this. I mean, look at the grapes up here in the label. You can see all the grapes and all the different veins in the leaves and all the reflections of color and patterns on the bottle, on the glass that bring this thing to life. You can tell I like this piece. I'm gonna hang one of these in my house, and you should too. What brings me back to wine is a lot of different things. My enjoyment of wine for one. What brings me to certain labels are, multiple reasons. One is because it's a great wine, it's a popular wine. A lot of labels are really simple where they just have a little text on it, and to me, that doesn't lend itself to a nice piece of art. I think that the label also becomes an integral part of the painting when it's an interesting label. This one here with all the different ribs in the background. I love when it's different fonts. I mean, you can see the Caymus logo is a different font than the Cabernet Sauvignon, and then all the different things. There's like 4 or 5 different fonts in here, which is fun to paint. And then you've got all the intricacy up here of the leaves, the grapes. It's like it was like a pen and ink, almost like an etching up there, and that's fun to paint. I just love wine. People connect with it. I do motorcycles, I do cars. When I started doing the wine, it basically opened my work up to a whole new group of collectors. Maybe they're not motorcyclists, maybe they're not car people, but they're wine people. And then after the wine, I expanded into martinis and scotch and cigar pieces and all that. I'm just trying to keep everybody interested in my work and trying to expand my collector base.